And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at the Funkoverse strategy game, Harry Potter Wizarding World. This is the second set, and if you've already, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you already know how to play Funkoverse. I'm going to be talking about this as if it was an expansion. So we already have the first Harry Potter set, which had Harry Potter in it. Makes sense, right? But here we have four of the most famous characters of the Harry Potter world. In fact, they pretty much covered all their bases, with these characters here. I mean, Dumbledore and Snape. Snape good, is he bad? I don't know. Things like that. And also one of the most evil villains in the history of the world. And so it's all in this set. So let's take a look at what we got here. Here we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the four characters included in this game. Now, since Voldemort is such a powerhouse, it makes sense that Dumbledore is a powerhouse also. One of the most powerful straight-up attack characters in the game. His top ability lets him do a range 3 challenge to two different rivals. And then you get this card, which you can then, at the beginning of your turn, do another range 3 challenge to. Then you flip it, and you can't do that again until you've been exhausted, but seriously, a powerful ability. Then he also can do a range 3 challenge 4. They have to be standing, but who cares? And then he can move someone one space. Not only that, he's kind of a good ally. Here, to decrease the cost of an ability of someone next to him, just Dumbledore. If there's like a drafting version of this, I can see him constantly being in the game. Then we have Snape. Now, Snape here has one of my favorite abilities. He may not be as powerful as Dumbledore maybe, but I love what he has here. Before he does a challenge or an adjacent ally, you can put a status card on level 3 of your cooldown track to add that. So for example, I can hit somebody and then also move them 1 square, or hit someone and then move 2, or hit someone and shift an ability token down 1. I like having these cards. This gives you it gives him just some variability, which I really like. I mean, his other stuff is pretty simple. He's a challenge 4. That's not bad. A range 4 challenge 2 and a move 2 and doing an assist. So I like that he has these abilities to kind of make his attacks do other cool things. Then there's always going to be characters like Robin from DC and Morty, who are assist characters, helper characters. Hagrid is one of those characters where he can move 3 next to somebody else, challenge 3, pushing them, which is just a basic attack, but an adjacent ally does a basic action or an ability action without paying its cost. That's crazy cool. You put him next to someone like Dumbledore. I really like that combo. Also, when he assists a character, that character can do a basic action. So things like that are just really, really useful. Then we have one of the worst villains ever to grace the book cinema world, and that's Dolores Umbrage. I also like her, not her character, hate her character, but her abilities. And when she uses an ability, she can pick an ally and use the ability as if she's standing in that square. Oh, so useful. These things can pop from anybody. So you got a range 4 challenge 2 that moves somebody adjacent to the target. So you can hit somebody from a distance, then move that character right up next to that person where they're going to be able to punch them next turn. She also has a range 2 challenge 3 and an extra die after holding an item. And then finally, my favorite here, control an adjacent standing rival. They do a basic action. There's just something about telling one of the enemies to go punch another one. And that's only a 1 here, and it's my favorite ability that she has. There's also 2 items included in this set, which I cannot pronounce either. And honestly, when I looked at these, I thought, are these broken pieces? No, they're not, but they almost give you that idea. But they're both useful. This is one I've always enjoyed. Your opponent has to tell you what they're going to do next turn, which I like. And if the opponent's standing, they can only do 1 action. Very handy. And this one here where you can increase your defense by 1. Now, if you use it, you're going to have to put it on the cooldown track. But still, giving that to a character who has lower defense, that's not a bad item to bring into the mix. The set also comes with 2 maps, the Headmaster's Office, And it has different ability scenarios for each. You get the headmaster's office, and you have the Ministry of Magic. That's pretty cool looking. I think I like the headmaster's office. Ministry of Magic is a fairly tight board just because there's not a lot of open spaces on it. And then you got more dice, more tokens, blue crystals, and things like that. Now I'm kind of a decent Harry Potter fan. I've read all the books, watched all the movies. I like Harry Potter. It's fine. But I'm not sitting around wanting to use these characters. I don't get that excited about them. I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. That's where I'm at with the theming of this. But when it comes to the actual characters here, they're really fun. I mean, like I said, Dumbledore is a straight-up powerhouse. Hagrid is a great assist person. You put these two together, that's a solid team. It really is. Snape gives you, he might be the weakest character in the set, but I like him because of the variety he has. That's fantastic. And even though I despise the Umbrage character, her abilities are pretty useful, and they feel a little evil. I would not mind taking a team here of, I guess I would drop Hagrid, but Dumbledore, Umbrage, and Snape as a three-person team, that's a pretty good team, I think. Honestly, it's probably a little stronger if you take out Snape and put in Hagrid, but man, everyone backing each other up, powerhouse, protecting Dumbledore, just letting him do his thing. Yeah, so these are going to fit right in with the rest of the set. And if you want some just straight up sheer power, this set certainly is one to consider. And if you like the different, I mean, even the items are pretty cool. The extra defense. I know there's a lot of characters out there right now that have low defense and you're considering, I mean, can you imagine Voldemort getting that? That's not a bad item to give him. Also, can you imagine Voldemort and Dumbledore on the same team? Yeah, there's a lot of cool things. So very good set. Check it out. That's the Funkoverse strategy game, the second Harry Potter set. Dice Tower Judgment approved. Sorry, I can't help myself.